Hey guys, another e-bike video coming at you live from the Inja compound. Today we're looking at the Polarna e-bike. This has a 750 watt motor on it. It's a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery pack. And they say it does 32 miles per hour. You guys can see how compact it is. It is a foldable one, so it's super practical. So I'm definitely excited to test this one out. Let's take it out of the box and just see what we're looking at. And if you're watching this video, you probably are gonna judge me because I typically don't wear helmets in my e-bike videos and whatnot when I'm testing them out. But Xnito actually hit me up. They're a new company who just finished their Indiegogo campaign on this like old school style helmet. Most bicycle helmets that you buy only protect you up to 15 miles per hour, but their old school helmet actually protects you up to 28 miles per hour, almost twice as fast. So obviously on e-bikes, this is an awesome thing because e-bikes typically do go pretty dang fast and usually sustain higher speeds. So you definitely want a helmet that'll protect you up to the legal, 28 mile per hour limit. And it's got like headlights and it's got a tail light, so it's got different functions. That's like a high vis, like flashing, and this is rechargeable too. It's 10 hours of use per charge, and you can just plug it in and recharge it whenever you guys want. And it's waterproof and everything, so you don't have to worry about that. But it also has a solid tail light function. Obviously the headlight's still on, and it also has one more that's kind of like flowing, so it's pretty dang cool. So yeah, anyway, Xnito sent me this helmet for an e-bike video, so that's perfect. These helmets are specifically designed for e-bike use because they protect you to higher speeds than regular bicycle helmets do. So definitely check them out. So that's down below. Check out Xnito, they're a great company. So that's it. So here she is. This is the Polarna e-bike, and this again is a foldable design. It does have a cargo rack right here if you need to go get stuff or carry stuff around. This bike also does have front and rear suspension. You guys can see here there's air suspension in the front. This is adjustable as well, so that's pretty nice. And it has the monoshock design suspension in the back. And it's powered by a 750 watt hub motor in the rear, and it has disc brakes front and rear as well. And I just gotta say right away, I love the matte black. It looks awesome. It's super slick. So unlike a lot of other e-bikes, this one actually does require a key. And so I usually, in this kind of bike, I usually just keep one of the keys under here. Nobody knows to look under a bike for a key anyway. So usually I just have a spare at home and then leave one in the bike. But you can turn the bike all the way off so no one can turn it on unless they know there's a key down here. But once you have the key on, you guys can just hold down the power button here. Turns on the Polarna e-bike. You see their logo right there. It looks really nice. And I already have reviewed an e-bike that has this same exact software, and this is my favorite software. It really is. Just looks super clean. This screen type is really easy on the eyes as well. Super easy to see in the daylight, and at night it's not too bright. So overall, a very nice looking bike. You do have a thumb throttle right here, and it does have 3 power assist levels as well. They say the top speed is 32. I'm expecting high 20s, to be honest, at least for me because I'm a tall, fairly heavy rider. I just realized the screen was actually on headlight mode. I had the headlight on, so that's not headlight mode right there. I think the tail light stays on. But when you turn on headlight mode, obviously your headlight turns on. This is a nice projector bulb LED headlight, so that should look really nice at night. And then of course you do have a brake light / running light in the back as well. Very cool looking bike. I can't wait to get this thing on the road. I am going to give it a full charge tonight, and then I'm going to get it on a full test ride tomorrow. You guys can see there is a charger supplied and then like a tool kit supplied as well. And there's an owner's manual in case you need to check your owner's manual for anything. But besides that, this bike was nicely packaged up, and the thing I love about these folding e-bikes is that they're so easy to unbox. You literally just pull it out of the box and cut the little cable ties with some scissors, and then it just swings open. You clip it in, handlebars swing up, you clip it in, and it's pretty much set to ride. I do need to air up the tires still, but I'll get that knocked out really quick, stick it on the charger, give it a full topped off charge, and we'll get it on a ride tomorrow. And if you guys haven't seen these air inflators that I have on the website, just got these things in, and they're actually very nice. You can pick one up on the website if you want to, but these tires say to inflate it to 30 PSI, so I just set it at 30 PSI and turn it on, and it'll air right up. All right, we're currently at 100% battery right here. This is brand new, fresh charge. You can see there's only 0.8 miles on this bike so far. I have not ridden it, so it must have just been from testing. So let's get this out to the street, see what it looks like actually riding around, and then we'll get this thing on a full range test. So let's do it. All right, brake test.
ABS broke on you, bro.
I know.
You must have crashed once and ripped all your jeans up.
Yeah, I already did off camera. I crashed a few times. Didn't want to show them that.
I guess that's how you know I'm a dad now. I make jokes about ripped jeans. Huh?
Okay, well, my first thoughts is that from the start, right when I hit the throttle, it felt like pretty much any other e-bike, but it actually started pulling a lot harder when it hit about 19 miles per hour. And this thing, I got up to 29 just on this little section.
That's impressive.
Here. Yeah, according to this, obviously. So we might have to just GPS map it, but that felt about right.
That's actually quite impressive.
Yeah, they said 32 miles per hour top speed.
Because the other one, they, what was the?
Yes.
GDS, that's the one.
Yeah.
Same style, but it tops out at 28.
Yeah. And I guarantee you this one, according to this at least, would hit 32. It felt like it was still pulling.
So this is an upgraded version. It's only, I mean, inflation adjusted, it's like the same price.
Yeah.
That one was like $1,400 a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, and this one was 50. This one is around $1,500.
Yeah, and it's less
Obviously,
than,
prices change.
well, that's like 8.5% more, which is how much inflation we got now.
Yeah, it is. That's true. Yeah. But yeah, overall, really nice feeling bike. Again, I really like the software of the screen, the bike and the build quality. I love that it's a full-size foldable bike. Some foldable bikes in this price range are much smaller than this. And so having a nice full-size, nice-size battery pack in this bike for the price, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I was confused because the charger port is in the back section and then the...
Yeah. Huh,
well, actually, yeah, it is weird because the battery's in the front section.
Let's see.
The GDS e-bike...
Let's see how it connects. It just kind of, I guess
it's
there's an extra pin or
It's
something.
the exact same as the GDS. But yeah, it looks like it's got an, because the GDS charges in the front, and someone just shoved the charger in and actually broke it. I had to take it apart and fix it.
Oh my goodness.
This one looks like it might be an improved design because it's not in the battery case.
Oh yeah.
So they might have identified, it looks like just an upgraded version of that one, really, to me.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, but overall, so far, and a lot of these latches, they actually latch in really well on this one. It's not hard to get off, but it's so much more firm than a lot of the other ones.
That's cool.
Which is super nice, because I always wonder if it's going to just collapse on me at any time riding a cheap folding bike.
Yeah.
But this one is definitely heavier duty than most.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lord Kurt, I'm going to have you jump on this.
Sure,
see what
dude.
you think of it. This might actually be great for your father-in-law, right? He wants one.
Yeah, this would be like the ideal bike for him.
So this is just a test shot. Maybe we'll give it to your father-in-law, maybe not. We'll see. If you like it.
All right, let's paddle.
All right, so let's just get this thing on the full range test. I'm gonna do my normal coffee shop route. You guys know how I do these. Again, these are tests. These aren't like full thorough reviews, you know, reviewing everything about them. I'm testing this out, real world specs, what you guys can expect actually riding this thing normally like you would if you bought an e-bike. So basically all throttle, at least how I ride it. All throttle, just seeing how far it'll take me down the bike trail, no pedaling.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how
like
it is.
I told him earlier, he does more of an e-test than an e-bike test.
That's true, yeah.
It just happens to have pedals.
it happens to have pedals. So first, let's get you guys on a first-person view riding this thing. I'll show you guys, tell you how it feels having more of a ride on it and whatnot. And then we'll get this thing on a full range test, and then I'll wrap it up with the final thoughts. So let's get to it. All right, riding the Polarna e-bike. Let's see how this thing does. I do like that it tells you how many watts you're using as you ride around. It's kind of like a fuel economy meter in a car, like your instantaneous fuel economy. You are getting 26 miles per gallon. It's kind of what this is. Right off the bat, you can definitely tell it is a higher power motor than the 500, 350 watt motors I've recently tested. The 750 watt pulls you all the way up to about 30 miles per hour according to this. And pretty quick, not bad. Definitely a heavier duty feeling bike than a lot of the more recent ones that I've tested. It feels good, it feels planted. The suspension does its job really nicely. And it kind of just has a bigger presence to it, you know, as you're riding it, just feeling it, it has bigger presence to it. 28. Hanging right around 28 miles per hour right here. Almost to 29. There is a little bit of a wind against me right now. Oh, it has a cruise control too. If you hold it down for a certain number of seconds, it just locks it at that speed, which I like. I'll definitely be using that on this longer trip I take on it today. Yeah, it gets you up to like 28 at least real quick. I mean, overall, my first impression is pretty good on this thing, especially for the price. There are some e-bikes that I just don't understand how they can justify selling at a certain price. For like $1,500 or whatever it's selling at, mid $1,000, even high $1,000 range. This e-bike is so much better than a lot other ones in its category. Now, obviously, the styles of bike makes a difference as well. Like, obviously, you might not prefer a folding one, you might prefer a step-through one or some other style of the similar bike, and obviously they'll be priced accordingly for the different styles and, you know, costs of making it and whatnot. But for the performance and the practicality of these folding e-bikes, especially this one, you cannot beat that. For a mid-$1,000, you can literally commute across town on these things for how many miles you can go on them and how fast they are. It's crazy that they can sell for like around the $1,000 range, you know, even $2,000 range. Yeah, so right now I'm getting about 29.5 miles per hour. So yeah, and honestly, I am a bigger dude. I'm like 190 pounds and I'm 6'3", and so I don't blame this thing that it can't get up to the 32 that they advertised. I'm sure having a smaller person, 150 pounds, whatever, a little bit smaller of a frame person, it obviously would get to about 32 miles per hour. I have no doubt about that. But yeah, overall a very enjoyable ride so far. I can't wait to get this thing on a full range test. So there are some e-bikes that I just don't want to go on a full range test because they're so uncomfortable and whatever. But this one is like, I'm definitely down. Like, I'm down to go ride across town on it right now. And it looks like we're still at 100%. Dang, boy. I'm curious what the range will be. We're currently at 100%. Obviously, the battery will go down probably faster as you get lower. But still, I mean, 100%, and we rode in about 2 miles so far. That's not bad. For an e-bike, that is not bad. 2 miles is usually like 1/10 of the entire charge of other e-bikes. So we'll see what we get on this one. That's up next. Let's take this thing on a full range test. And I'm not going to take you guys along for much of that, but I'll see you guys when I get back. I just got back from riding the Polarna e-bike and we got a whopping 22 miles on the odometer. Now, I did debunk that the top speed on this is slightly inflated because I did a GPS comparison when we were on the way home at about 55 to 60% charge or so. This speedometer was reading 25 miles per hour. My GPS clocked us in at about 21.7, 21.8, right around there. So I'll just call it 22 miles per hour. So the top speed number was slightly inflated. So adjusted, the mileage we got would still be about 21 miles or so instead of the 22 on here. It's not a significant difference. It's like, I don't know, 6% or something difference. what this reads and what the GPS was reading. So it's close enough, but still I would not hit a top speed of 32 miles per hour. Right here on a very full charge, I hit about 29. Probably would have gone to 32 miles per hour according to this speedometer, but even so, it would still only be 28 or so miles per hour according to my GPS. But still, the top speed on this is actually not bad. It's a really nice bike to ride on, very smooth suspension. For if you can get this thing in the mid $1,500, I would say do this bike. It's an awesome bike. The mileage, obviously 21 miles or so per charge, that's what I got. Very little pedaling done on this bike. It was all throttle pretty much the entire way. You could even limit this e-bike speed if you wanted to 20, what a lot of other e-bikes are capped at in this price range, and you'd probably get 25 to 26 miles on it per charge. So it's actually a really impressive bike for the price range, and for the price right now currently, this is actually a very impressive bike. And there's a lot of very convenient functions. The headlights are actually auto headlights. I'm not sure where the sensor is, but when it started to get dark, it automatically turned the headlights on for me, which is super nice. I mean, you might as well have it, you know? And I do also love that the throttle has a cruise control. So if you hold this down for like 2 or 3 seconds or something, it'll just lock it to go to the top speed that it's currently set at as far as, you know, pedal assist and whatnot. And it does have a nice little brake light as well. It's like a diffused brake light, so it's super easy but soft to see, but it lights up nice and bright when you pull the brakes. And yeah, it's pretty nice. And this headlight is a nice projector bulb, so it's nice and bright. And it even has a bell. It's not like perfectly, you know, like you could use it, but normally you know, bells are on this side, not this side, but you know, a bell is a bell. So. All right, so there you guys have it. This is the Polarna e-bike. Very nice e-bike for the price, and I do actually sincerely mean that. This is a very good, well-built bike for the price range, and you get some pretty dang good specs for it being in the, you know, mid $1,000 range or so. Again, I got 21 miles, but that was full throttle, doing probably roughly around 28 average miles per hour or so, 25 to 28 miles per hour, which is a good top speed and a pretty decent range. But obviously if I limited the speed I was going, if I put it to pedal assist 2 and it's limited to like 20 miles per hour or something, I probably would have gotten 26 or so miles on the charge. So, and that would be above average. So really nice e-bike. And it is a full-size e-bike. I'm 6'3" again, and I'm like 190 pounds. So I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but it's a full-size, very heavy duty type e-bike. And again, I love these foldable design e-bikes because it's so easy to just freaking fold it down and then unlatch this and then stick it in the trunk of your car if you want to. You probably couldn't stick this one in the trunk of your car. It's probably a little bit too big, but SUV or something, no problem at all. Then you just obviously click that in and click that in, and you got yourself an e-bike. How about that? But yeah, that's the Polarna. A very nice e-bike. I don't highly recommend many e-bikes, but I highly recommend this one for the price right now. Obviously prices will change after this video gets posted, you know, down the road. But yeah, right now I think it's $1,500, $1,800 or so. There is a link in the description if you guys want to check it out more. There you go. That's the Polarna e-bike, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to smash that like button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.